Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I want to tell you a story. It's one of those stories I don't want to tell, but I can hear my mother saying, "Tell it." You've heard me tell stories of my mother and our wonderful relationship. My mother was my best friend. It wasn't that way growing up. Truth be told, there were many years that I didn't speak to my mother, and my mother didn't speak to me. There was a divide because of the abuse and the alcoholism and the poverty and the pain and the rage that ran through my family, and I was tired of it. I decided to set some healthy boundaries for myself and for the future. When I went away to college, I came back home once and it erupted into something that was just too much for me to have to endure. And I said to myself, that's it. And it was for many, many years. And I continued that way from time to time, hearing from a family member there or a family member here. And then my mother contacted me one day and said, I've changed and I need you to be a part of my life. I need you to forgive me. And I did that thing that Christians do when we are being so Christian. I basically told her to prove it, which had nothing to do with Christ or Christianity. So as I worked on myself and came to the point where I could truly forgive, my mother was doing everything she could to show me. And even without her showing me, I learned to forgive her and myself. What my mother taught me was that forgiveness was not about letting someone off the hook. It was getting off the hook they put me on. Still, I know for a fact that it was necessary for me to separate myself to get out of the cult of pain and abuse. That cult-like behavior was becoming my own behavior, and I didn't want it to be who I was. I was angry. I was unloving. And it was all based on the pain of somebody else's suffering, based on the pain of their mother's suffering and their mother's suffering. And it had been passed on for too long. That forgiveness broke that cycle, and then love replaced it with something new. And we began our loving relationship that lasted for 20-some years. My mother moved in with me and lived with me the last 17, 18 years of my life, and they were wonderful, amazing, magical years. What I'm saying to you today is this. You don't have to stay in the cult of anger, frustration, pain, and abuse. You can leave. But I do believe that when you leave, you illuminate a pathway for others to follow. And when they find their way out, we have to be there, ready to help them change, to help them grow. Only love can do that. Your love for yourself, your love for restoration, your love for humanity will help others find the way. You see, for me, getting out was just the first part of winning. And then you have to keep winning and keep winning. The only person you can change is you. And when you change, you illuminate a pathway for others to follow. Upon that assumption, all of my work is hinged. That I'm working on me so that I can show a pathway to others. On the day my mom died, she left me the best gift. She said, I'm going to leave you a clean slate. I'm taking all the stuff that happened to me, my mother, and her mother before her. I'm packing it up and I'm taking it with me to the other side. She said, when you speak to those who do more for others than they do for themselves, you let them know that me and the ancestors have left them a clean slate. Sometimes people ask why I do what I do, why I invest in others, why I don't charge for what could be monetized. I tell them I'm playing the long game. And this game is not just about me. It's about those who went before us and those who come behind us. And when God pays you, your portfolio is always beautiful. Establish who you are, how you want to live. Get out of the cult of anger, abuse, resentment, shame, guilt, and leap right into love. I love you.